Emmaline's Country Kitchen started about 20 years ago. It was part of a vision of ours to just have better food. I think people are tired of having all the mass-produced food. And we started actually at home. We started by making some cakes and biscuits. We put them out to some stores and we're absolutely blown away by the response from people wanting a better product. The name Emmalines is actually a family name on my mother's side, and when we started the business we really thought it had that image of the home style product, and that's what we wanted to encapsulate, and so that's how Emmaline's Country Kitchen was created. We actually started in our home kitchen, much to my wife's displeasure. And that lasted only for a few months because the business suddenly took off, because people suddenly had the opportunity to buy something that was truly homemade without all the other numbers and artificial ingredients. And so it very quickly took off, and we actually had to control the growth. That was our biggest challenge.
Our best recipes we have, like our cornflake biscuit and quite a lot of our cakes, have actually come from our staff themselves, who have brought in recipes from home that they might have had passed down, and we've then cooked them in recipe trials, and then we've put them to market, and they've been some of the best products we've ever had. You still have to tweak things for large-scale manufacturing, but the core recipe and the core ingredients don't change. We might just have to modify things a little bit so that you can make a couple of thousand of them at a time.
I think our apple crumble for sure is one I've grown up with, had all my birthday parties over the years, and it was Nana's, and it's always something I've loved, and we've managed to make it work, and it's now a really popular line.
Yeah, it's probably our biggest selling dessert line by far. It's very, very good.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Drake has been a very important part of our business, and a very important part for starting our business, because you have to first get into supermarkets, and Drake have been very supportive for the first steps, and they've been very supportive continuing on our journey. And so because of Drake and other independents, it's enabled us to grow, where we not only supply South Australia, but many stores throughout Australia. One of the pleasures we get out of running a business is to be able to provide secure employment to our staff. Now, we're based in Lobethal in the Adelaide Hills. We have about 50 staff, and many are long-term staff, and that actually gives you great pleasure to be able to do that. And that can only happen by South Australian consumers supporting South Australian manufacturers.
I think it's really important to support South Australian businesses. For example, we buy fruit and veg from a fruit and veg store locally, and then they employ people that my children went to school with, and then they support the local sport team that everybody's children play at, and particularly here in the hills, everybody knows each other, and it is important to support each other.
When you buy a South Australian product, you actually support South Australian local jobs.